Manon sees at least 30 patients a day. A district nurse in northwestern France, she says she enjoys the job, but it's physically and mentally exhausting with long hours and low pay.
I drive around 100 kilometers, but some colleagues in the countryside can drive up to 300 a day.
The French government's raised the minimum retirement age by 2 years to 64 for workers born after 1968. But many people will have to work beyond 64 to fulfill the required criteria that includes working at least 43 years. And for Manon, that means retiring at 67. Stopping work earlier would mean losing 2/3 of her pension.
I can't see myself lifting people out of beds, carrying them. I can't imagine people doing this job at 67. We are asked to care for people, but no one cares for us.
French President Emmanuel Macron says France's pension system needed to change to save money and reflect the fact that people are living longer.
Most people realise they'll have to work a little longer on average because otherwise we won't be able to finance our pensions properly.
Some in France disagree and say it's unfair. Months of protests and strikes earlier this year caused disruption and at times led to violence. The French government's decision to force the bill through Parliament by decree only made things worse.
Forcing the reform is not democratic.
We're angry. Macron doesn't listen to us.
French President Emmanuel Macron has fulfilled one of his campaign promises by pushing through the pension reform, but it's come at a cost.
The pension reform has left a legacy which is very difficult to bear for the president. He tries to do as if it doesn't exist, but the problem is still lingering. And the fact is now his government is very much anchored on the right side of the political spectrum. So he has lost the left, and the more time passes, the more he's on the right.
Macron's government wants to forge ahead with more reforms, including on immigration, but it doesn't have a parliamentary majority. This week, the president met opposition party leaders in a rare attempt to build bridges. Whether it'll work remains to be seen. Anger is still simmering over the pension law. The next months could be challenging. Natacha Butler, Al Jazeera, Angers, northwestern France.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.